I have to move out of my place. But I'm stuck in the hospital and can't leave. What do I do? Hey there, thanks for spending a few moments with me. Welcome to TBI Tuesday, where I just share a few things that have helped me, or as in this case, still helping me. I'm still working through and learning. But basically, for me, the last thing I ever wanted to be was a burden. I mean, that's what I did. I helped other people alleviate their burdens. I was the one who was the go-getter. I always went and got food or, hey, got coffee. Love that one. But I'm like, I was always the doer, never the receiver. And so when I was in this place of not being able to do, when I was, after my accident in the hospital, my entire left side was pretty much paralyzed. I'm like, I couldn't even walk. At first I couldn't even talk because I had a trach and it was a mess. But, so what is a burden? Well, a burden is something which is born with difficulty. It's an obligation onus. It's just hard. You are not a burden for having burdens. Something I am still learning, definitely not there, but just trying to remember that, and it's something I'm having to put up on my wall and just say, you're not a burden for having burdens. When I was in my accident, I was about 2 months into my stay, and I had to move out of my apartment in San Francisco because it's a little bit expensive and I no longer had an income. To the point where I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. And I had to depend on other people to help me. I'm very thankful that my roommates and some friends, and really my mother and aunt, were able to go to my apartment in San Francisco to pack up my stuff and move it. But now I'm at a place where I'm moving and my wife is pretty much having to do most of it. I cannot move all these things around and it's frustrating to me. And one thing I never thought I'd say at all is I'm a great cheerleader. Really, I like to say I'm a good coach. It's frustrating to be like, I can't do anything. Like physically, I'm not paralyzed anymore, that's good. But still, my left side is very weak. I'm an engineer in San Francisco and I was able to type like 85 words a minute. No problem. Now it's like 20, if I'm lucky. And you can see it's like, my left hand definitely has some difficulty. Suffice it to say, it is very frustrating for me, always a doer. I'd carry stuff, I'd like go get something, I was a doer. And then to not be able to be a doer, I'm like, I feel like such a burden. And that's been something I've had to work through. And today I was just reminded because I heard somebody talking about it and I'm like, in our life we have many different stages. Thankfully, I was at a terrible place, but I've been able to recover. But other people we see, they're more towards the latter part of life and they can no longer be very mobile, get around well. They need somebody to get them food, even help them go to the bathroom. It's a lot of stuff to give up, a lot of independence. And this person was saying how they felt like such a burden that all these things were happening. They were frustrated. The thing is, once again, I'll say, you're not a burden for having burdens. There are many people in your life, and I'm sure you don't even see it yet, who would gladly help you. They want to help you. Sometimes they just need to know what to do. But just know, you're not a burden for having burdens. Focus on you, work on important things, make sure to give out words of encouragement and appreciation goes a long way. You are not a burden for having burdens. Make sure to reach out to others, tell them that you appreciate them and all their hard work, everything they do for you. One thing I'd even say, write it down, because it really makes a change, I believe, to yourself when you see it on paper. You write it down. That's been a huge thing in my life, to actually write it down, and that's why I write a thank you note every day to somebody, just because I appreciate all they've done for me. So overall, just remember, you matter, your story matters, and you belong here. Cheers.